Alright, Shalom, Makim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostle elders of great millstone. Like to say Shalom to the elect, His word and our true faith sincerity. And yeah, man, today I just want to touch on the Israelite foreigners, man. You know, because that is still a stumbling block, throughout Israel, and just Jacob as a whole, as the people as a whole, matter of fact, because this thing right here is spiritual, man. See, how about Shemel Shai? He's not a carnal power. Matter of fact, let me get something real quick, because it's gonna be odd, because you can't say that this is a all black, all, you know what I mean, black power. No, man. Hey, you got the spirit of Israelite and you hearken unto this word, no matter what nation you look like, the word bears with your spirit, man. So you're gonna have Jake looking like Edomites. You're gonna have Jake looking like Moab. You know what I mean? But guess what? They are Israelite. Why? Because a good case is that they hearken unto this word, man. It bears with their word. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm trying to see. I think it's First Samuel. Yeah, I think this is First Samuel, chapter 16. And bear with me, let's see. Yeah, kind of this First Samuel 16 and 7. It says, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or nor on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." See? So it don't matter how you look. If you cling on to this word, hey, you very well be an Israelite, man. And that's the stumbling block the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai had put before the people, man. It says, this is Deuteronomy, because that word Gentile, they'll use that. Not everybody's gonna dive in. No, because guess what? At the end of the day, when them chariots come, Lord want a part of that number. Even the ones that looked like another nation, they're gonna return to how a true Israelite's supposed to look, man. What John seen, that was meant to throw the people off, man. What it says out of every nation. Matter of fact, before I get that in Revelation, let me get this in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 64. It said, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, and from the one end of the earth even to the other." See? Meaning what? We're going to be in the midst of these other nations. We're going to be subject in captivity throughout all these different nations, man. And guess what? After a while, once you start to you're going to intermingle. Matter of fact, it's gonna continue on with it, because it says, "And thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." Yeah, I mean, we're going to be following these other nations and pretty much their walk of life, worshiping these different deities, and that behind that is doing these different acts, man. And then you end up Jake end up mingling with the women, and after a while you start looking like them, man. So let's get that in Revelation 7. Because you really can't, if you can't resonate with this word, man. Even if you're Israelite, you ain't gonna make it, man. Because you're gonna make it, but there are Edomites that look like Jake. Let me say it like that. So like slip of the tongue. There are Edomites that look like Jake, man. So this is way out there. That's why I said the ways of the Lord It's higher than our ways, man. He could have made it. He could have made it easy and make it. You know what? Everybody that's dark skinned, you know, and it can't. You know what I mean? Everybody that's black, you gonna make it. No, man. The Lord, he that was a stumbling block, cause we're not Africans as well, you know. And this is all the pretty much the workings of Esau to pretty much name everybody so that the name of Esau never be brought up again, you know. But Esau, you being called out now, man. You know what I mean? So this is Revelation chapter 7 and 9. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand. Yeah, it's talking about 1/3, man. You know, and he said it looked like all nations because those he's saying it pretty much. He's saying pretty much that former state of them. You know, which the Lord he could if he could have broke it down, he would have said, yeah, it was all the Israelites that would have. Yeah, I mean, but that was a stumbling block. You know, the Lord made these dreams. You know, just like the beast. It was a literal beast that John seen. The angel had to break it down to him, but it was when it was still being broken down, it still wasn't meant for everybody to get, you know. And this Gentile thing is a stumbling block for the people because it's how can you, yeah, I mean, say you know somebody get a lottery ticket, you know your next door neighbor, you don't even know this guy, you know actually you talk shit about him. Did this and did that, but once he hit the lotto, you knock on the door and say, yeah, you know, hey, yeah, neighbor, how about 30% of that? You know, we all, you know, well, that's how the nation is trying to do it on our inheritance, man. You know, everybody can make it know it's only for Israel. You know what I mean? The 12 gates was from the 12 tribes, man. You know. So you gotta be of those tribes to enter into those gates, man. You know what I mean? And a good indication that you know you could very well be Israelite if you hearken unto this word, man. Let's see. So yeah, since I said that out of every nation, let's get this in Acts. Yeah, this is the book of Acts. It's like in Acts chapter 2. Okay. So, yeah. This Acts 2. And I'm going to start at 5. It says, and there went dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every... Matter of fact, let me jump up. This Acts 2 and 1, it said, in the days of Pentecost was fully come, they were all one accord in one place. And yeah, that's when these different Israelites came that was from these different nations. Pretty much, that was them coming to the day of Pentecost, man. Because they were fulfilling the law, man. You know, they had to come, you know, to praise Yahweh Shem outside. It says, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as a fire, and it sat upon each of them, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and they began to speak with other tongues, and as the Spirit gave them utterance. See, they were able to speak in different tongues, in different languages, man. You know, because it tells you that, matter of fact, let's get that. That's why the scripture said there's no speech nor language where their voice is not heard, man. Why? Because it's Israelites scattered throughout all the earth, through the four corners of the earth, man. And that's why you have all these different counts springing up throughout all four corners on the earth, man, in different languages, man. Why? Because that was part of the curses, man. We're not even speaking our true language, man. That's a curse, you know. We can I'm saying we can speak our true language, regular, but it's not the mandatory thing, you know. So that's why it was at first, before we woke up we didn't know, you know. It says where is it? Yeah, let me continue on this matter of fact. Yeah, matter of fact, what it is, Apostle Paul, Slack. Yep, this is 1 Corinthians 14. It says bear with me. Let's see. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 14:5, it says, I would that ye spake with tongues, but rather that ye prophesied, for greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues, except he interpret, that the church may receive edifying. And yeah, that's why, we there are these brothers that speak in different languages, man. You know, and that's how you got to interpret. Like, if we was out here speaking English, no, Hebrew. I'm gonna say it like that. We were speaking Hebrew. Nobody will be edified. But you still got to come and you got to speak English, to edify, to tell them, look, that's that we're Israelites, you know. So they were speaking in different tongues. They was edifying because it was all these different men that was came from these different nations. They were Israelites, but speaking into their native tongues, man, the real in their native tongues, you know. Matter of fact, I'm going to continue on. I said, there dwelt at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. See, out of every nation, but they were Jews, but they came from out of every nation, man. Just like now, we know that we Hebrew Israelites, but you could say what you was born in Birmingham. You can't say that you was born in Jerusalem. Well, we from Jerusalem. You could say that, but it just say in this lifetime you wasn't born in Jerusalem. So you gotta say, yeah, you was born in America. So they consider you an American. You know what I mean? You know. It say it says now when this was noise abroad, the multitude came together, see, and they were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. See, they was confounded. They were like, oh snap, you know, but they heard in their own language, man. You know, it says and that word language. I know this for a fact that you go to like Spanish, speaking Spanish, that word language that means tongue, man. Tongue, that's the language, that's what you speak, man. And through the Spirit of the Lord, that was part of the spiritual power that they were talking in different languages, man. You know. Why? To gather the Israelites. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's get this real quick. Cause you can't deny that you got Jake, man, like everywhere, man. Like Bruce Lee, you can't say that man with no, you can't say he was a Moabite. Like that was the baddest Moabite. No, that was a Jake, man. You know, just all type of what's his name? Larry Bird. Come on, man. So it said, day unto day utter speech, and night unto night show another. That's talking about the internet. It says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. See, their line is going out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And then he has set a tabernacle for the sun. See? So guess what? Let's talk about throughout the internet. Guess what? These different counts is out there already on the highways. You know, they put that out on the internet. Then throughout the week, they putting out lessons on the internet, man. Guess what? And it's not just here in America. You got throughout the islands, throughout Europe, you know, Asia. The truth is out there, man. You know, so every Israelite can hear it. That's why I said in this and this gospel shall be preached, and then shall the end come, man. You know, but the main deliverance is going to be here in the destruction. You know, it's going to be here in America. With throughout the earth, you know, the four corners of earth, the elect is going to be gathered, man. You know. Let's see. It says on this Acts 2 and 7. It says, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not these which speak Galileans? See? So they understood that they only dealt with the Hebrew, man. You know. But they were like, hey, they speak Galilean, man. You know. But they was marveled because they understood what they were speaking. And it says, and how here we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born. See, he didn't say what the nation itself. That's just where they were born at. See, we were born here in America, so get what we speak English, man. Even though we are Hebrew Israelites, but we speak English, man. Cause it's not like you speaking Hebrew all day, you know. It's good to learn it, you know, cause that's our language, man. You know, but dealing with Esau's system, you have to speak his language, man. You know what I mean? It says, that where we were born. You know, we was in this system, so we had to go by these, go by. It ain't like when you a cop pull you over. Now you speaking to him in Hebrew, you gotta talk to him in English, man. You know. It says, and how we hear every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes, Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia, see, Phrygia, Pamphylia, and Egypt, and in the parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews, and proselytes. See, these were they all born at, man. You know, and every whatever language they spoke, they understood it, man. You know, it says Cretes and Arabians. We do hear them all speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High, Yahweh Shemel. See, this is the works of the Lord, man. See, this is a stumbling block unto all the people, man. You know, because I say this black power, and the Lord will confound it. They don't show the counts with a brother that look like a different nation, man. They don't talk about am I a black Hebrew Israelite, man. See, this is the wonderful verse of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. You know, because I remember Eli Yashmon, he said this, man. I always remember he said these people really watch the videos when we first open up, I Shalom, and really watch the video. They'll be bugged out, man. And that's what they doing now. We at the point they doing that now, man. That's why they have counseling, and they like, cause hey man, this truth, man. This is the truth. What else can you call it but the truth, man? Cause you say, yeah, how long you been a Hebrew? How long you been a Hebrew Israelite? You don't ask that. We know we Israelites. We always been Israelites. Say, how long you been in the truth, man? Because that's what the only thing you can call it. It makes too much sense, man. This is the worst of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says, Let's see. And they were all amazed and were in doubt. See, saying one to another, what mean of this? See, man. See, it's cause guess what, man? They don't. Hey, that's just how Jake was, man. You know, their eyes was fattened, man. Their eyes was blinded, man. You know, seeing all the words you have about Shemel Shah, but you know, but it's the Lord's moving. He says, and saying one to another, what mean of this? Others marking said, these men are full of wine. And let me see. I started up said, but Peter standing up with the 11 lifted up his voice and said unto them, see, he was talking to all these men that was out of these different nations, that was born out of these different countries, you know. It says, but Peter standing up with the 11 lifted up his voice and said unto them, ye men of Judea, all ye that dwell at Jerusalem, see, be this unto you and hearken to my words. See, he was talking to all of them, man. He was talking to all of them. They are the men of Jerusalem, man. We're all Jerusalem. We're a people for a place, man. You know, we are. That was Revelation 21. So I seen New Jerusalem. See, that's gonna be us. We're gonna get those new bodies, man. We're gonna be decked out. We're gonna really look like an Israelite, the super Israelites. You know, that's New Jerusalem, man. It's not gonna be like we're gonna come down looking like a super Moabite. We're gonna come down looking like Israelites, man. You know? But you just look like Moab now. You look like even Esau right now. You know? But you're gonna return and look like a true Israelite, man. You know? It says, let me jump down and get to the point. Now you see, he said he was talking to all them. Now let's see, verse 22. It says, ye men of Israel, hear these words. See, he talking to all of them. Yahushua Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles, wonders, and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye see yourselves also know. See, the Lord did that to show them, man, so they can believe, man. You know. And how do you believe now? This is a wondrous work of the Lord, man. Going through these scriptures, you know, it says a poor man is honored for his skill. The Lord gave us a skill to navigate through the scriptures. We can go through the scriptures and tell you about. You want to talk about reincarnation, but let's get this and let's get that. Let's get that. That's talking about reincarnation. You want to see about something on the internet? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, that's talking about the internet, man. You know, this is the wonderful works of Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is the gift of Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is not of us, man. The Lord is showing you a miracle, man. You know, we can read this book and you know, I said the Lord, he taught with authority with the Lord, will put a spirit on us and we can teach it with authority, starting to pass the elders on down. The man, you know, got the 100% truth, man. You know, Spirit of the Lord, man. Let's see. So you see how Peter was talking to all of them, man. That was born from all these different nations, man. Matter of fact, let's get this in. I think that's St. John 7. This is St. John chapter 7. In 35, it said, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? See, that was part of the curses, man. Was to be scattered among these nations by the way of us being into captivity, man. You know. Then you're gonna mingle among the women, and after a while, you got children. You know, looking like the other nation, man. Matter of fact, because let's see, and that's where the confusion started. That's how we became Gentiles, man. You know. Matter of fact, let's get this in Nehemiah. This is Nehemiah chapter 13. And this is Nehemiah 13 and 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. See? Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. It says, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. See? Because there's different mingling amongst these different nations, man. You know, even now, guess what? Because of this place, everybody speaks English, man. You know, even though this is, you know, how the Edomites took over this land, you know. But, you know, us back, starting back in the ancient world, we was going, amongst these different nations, man. You know, and then the children came out speaking their language, man, and wasn't speaking the Jews' language, was the Hebrew, man, which is the Hebrew, man. You know, it says that's pretty much the point on that. So guess what? That's why that different languages involved, man. You know, those are different languages, man. They could not speak in the Jews' language. That's why I said, don't they speak Galilean? You know what I mean? I thought they only speak Hebrew, but they can hear it in their language. That was the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I got. Hey, yeah. So with that, I can, man, I hope that at the final we'll give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash, the Ma'ans and Apostle Elders Great Millstone. Hey, shalom to your latest. His word on truth and integrity. BTA, Bible Ball.